Yes, I have no animal sounds, but by way of disclaimer, my story is called My Song. But by way of disclaimer, I am a soprano. And for those of you who have sung, there are things that go along with being a soprano. Some people think that if you're a soprano, you don't know harmony, and that's why you have to sing the melody of all the songs. I was a second soprano. Some people think sopranos are divas. Not a diva. Goddess. That's my preferred term. I thought it was preordained that I would be a soprano because having the name Julie, growing up in the 60s, my idol was Julie Andrews. Amazing, wonderful range, and my middle name is Emma. Her daughter's name is Emma. Okay, so I thought that I just wanted to be Julie Andrews when I grew up. As I got a little bit older, I started to admire Barbra Streisand. We had the nose. At least that's what my brothers told me at home. I admired her for her, just her chutzpah, I guess. And then as I got older, I admired Bette Midler because saucy. She was just amazingly saucy. Still is to this day. So that leads me to my song. When did I become a soprano? I became well, probably my first grade teacher would have said I was a soprano even back then, from the goddess perspective. But my first performing that I can ever remember was as a kid of about 6 or 7 maybe, singing with my aunt at church. We sang a duet. And for those of you who are performers, you may remember that moment where like officially the performing bug bit you in the butt and you knew you were its slave for the rest of your life. So I did a lot of singing, mostly in church. I sang at school in the choir. But the day that I met my song was in 8th grade at North Hills Middle School here in York, PA. I sang in the chorus with Mr. Boyer, who, by the way, we were convinced looked down the dress tops of all the girls that were in the select group. But for the Christmas concert, every year they had a featured soloist. And at the time, there was this other girl in the chorus, and you know how girls in middle school can be, how delightfully kind they are to one another. There was a girl named Sue Grove. And Sue Grove was one of those people who never had a zit, never had a hair out of place, never did anything wrong. We hated her. She had a lovely voice, and she truly was a nice person, but we were a little bit competitive where the singing thing came down. So the time came for the concert, and they were going to pick a soloist to sing "Oh Holy Night." Now, I beat Sue Grove. I got to sing "Oh Holy Night." I will remember this forever. Of course, we were in the obligatory white shirt, black skirt, you know, the whole thing. Unfortunately, I had no Saturn on my shirt. I'm now very disappointed that I did not have that. But we did have electric candles, you know, the kind where you... My electric... I'm surprised it did not break in the middle from the force of my grabbing it. And of course, in 8th grade, my mom was there, my dad was there, my brothers were there, my grandparents were there, my aunts and uncles were there. And after I sang at that concert, at my church, the pastor said, well, she sang it at school, let's have her sing it at church. So one year, for the first year, I sang "Oh Holy Night" on Christmas Eve. And then I sang it again the next year on Christmas Eve. And I sang it the next year, and the next year, and the next year, and I was feeling like, I own "Oh Holy Night," right? I own it. Not only that, but, you know, I was still a fairly young person, so they were indulging my desire to perform. So on Christmas Eve, a lot of times I'd be the very last thing. You know, they were about ready to light the candles, turn everything off, and sing Silent Night. And here I come, the headliner of the Christmas Eve service, to sing "Oh Holy Night." and it was really special. What started to change things a little bit for me with O Holy Night, and let me tell you, I'm teasing about the diva thing. For me, singing isn't about the performing. It's about having the song come through. After a while, there became to be the O Holy Night wars in my church when the contemporary music folks didn't want to hear O Holy Night anymore. I tried to deal with that by doing it in French one year. They didn't like that. I did it one year a la Etta James with a jazz guitar, down an octave or two from where I usually sang. And we did it in a trio one year with a couple of my friends. Where things changed for me with O Holy Night, and I haven't sung it for the last couple years, but where it really changed for me was in December of 2013. At Central High School, my now 20-year-old won the senior solo for the Christmas concert. And guess what she sang? And that year, I talked to the pastor, she sang it in church, and so now O Holy Night is my song, and it's her song too.